Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You ready to get started?
Yes, yes.
So, when it comes to the vast majority of slave narratives, they're typically very trauma filled and almost victimizing in a sense. Alice takes that narrative and takes a wildly different approach with it. Can you tell me how you felt when you first saw the script and you realized it wasn't your average slave movie?
Oh man, I was pleasantly surprised because I thought I was gonna have to tell the lady I'm not doing the movie. You know what I mean? And it's not because I have any shame as it connects to Black history or the history of slavery. It's
Mhm.
more so of what you were saying. I don't want to keep seeing the same version of this story. Like if you want to, talk about history or talk about slavery, let's talk about it in a way that empowers our generation, empowers the generation coming after us. Let's give a new face to our ancestors that's more exemplary of who we are today, because obviously we are their lineage. And, if we don't feel victimized, even though we're existing in oppression, then how is it that we keep seeing movies and stories that depict them in this way that just doesn't feel realistic, And even if it is one version or one aspect of what that experience might have been like, we need more, we need more because it really actually kind of like restricts our generation in a lot of ways. It like restricts how we feel about ourselves when we don't have representation that is more robust. So when I saw that Alice was taking a different toll, or excuse me, taking a different direction, and then also giving new information in the slave narrative, I was like, okay, I'm in, because this is a version of the slave narrative that we haven't heard, which is that slavery existed beyond its abolishment up until the 1950s and the 1960s. And to me, that is something we need to know.
100%. And you know what? Lastly, for a ton of young Black girls like me, you were the first piece of representation that we saw on TV growing up. With you still being so young, can you talk a bit about how it feels to have been that first piece of representation for us?
It's crazy to me, because I have, I've had representation myself growing up that inspired me to be able to do what I, wanted to do and, have started to do and have been doing for the last 20 years. And so to imagine that I was that introduction for somebody, I know how I feel about those who were that introduction for me. So to know that someone feels that way about me is insane. I can't even imagine it, because I just see myself as myself. So to imagine that people, feel that way about me, it's just, that is just something that is just, I'm so grateful for. It's a beautiful thing to be able to be a source of inspiration for anybody.
100%. And you know what? I really thank you for sitting down with me today. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap. Before I let you go, I do want to let you know I'm 17 years old. I grew up. The first piece of TV that I saw you on, Jump In with Corbin Blue, and that was the first time that I saw someone on TV who looked like me. Completely changed everything for me. And I really want to tell you thank you for that.
Oh man, that means so much. Thank you so much. Wonderful interview.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I wish we had more time, but thank you again.
Thank you. Oh, wow.